You requested it, we're making it. Welcome to a beginner's guide to Deck of Ashes. Deck of Ashes can be a very enjoyable game, but like with many games, you need to know what you're doing to get the full experience. This is a beginner's guide for those who are new to the genre. Already know what you're doing and need some extra tips and tricks? Some more advanced topics in the description. Click those links to view those videos. Want to stay up to date as new videos come out? Go ahead and subscribe now. Hit the bell notification, and you won't need to come back here to get those new videos. But in the meantime, let's get back to our beginner's guide. Now there's quite a bit to go over, so if you'd like to go to a specific topic, just go down to our description and click the applicable timestamp. In the meantime, I'll start with the map, knowing each icon. When you play Deck of Ashes, you need to know what each icon on the map signifies. Currently, the icons are the tent, where you can interact with camp followers, events, where game-altering instances occur that can either grant a positive or negative effect, treasure chests, which will hold rewards if you have the keys to unlock them, portals, which can transfer your character, the dungeon, which will be covered in another video listed in the description, and of course battles. Occasionally, there will be what is called an ash storm on the map. When that happens, recipes and other icons may appear, but you better hurry, because those are only temporary. Moving and interacting. Knowing what the icons mean won't help you unless you directly interact with the map. First, notice that your character always occupies a single space. In order to move your character, you must select a space adjacent to where you currently occupy. Depending on your icon, your interaction may be immediate or require specific instruction from you. Immediate interactions are events, battles, and temporary icons. This means that by moving into the space of an event or battle, you will immediately participate with that event or battle. By moving into the temporary icon, you will immediately gain the reward. Non-immediate interactions are entering the dungeon or entering camp, using the portal, or using the pickaxe on an empty node. The map events. In Deck of Ashes, when you land on the event icon, you will be given a small story and a consequence of that story. You may find yourself with more resources, or you may find that a camp follower has made their way to you. Alternatively, you could find yourself in trouble, finding it more difficult to recover after each battle, or finding your camp followers unavailable. Each event will have an impact on your game, and it's up to luck what can happen. Battles. Playing cards, and ending your turn. When you land on a battle space, or at the end of each chapter, when time runs out, you will find yourself fighting the fiends and monsters that inhabit the world. You will be redirected to select a card and play it either on you or your opponents, depending on the effect. You will only be able to play a certain number of cards, though. Each card has a mana cost in the upper right-hand corner, which is subtracted from your current mana seen in a blue orb sitting in the bottom right hand of your screen. Once you can't play any more cards, either because you have run out of mana or because you have run out of cards, you must end your turn. When you end your turn, you will be able to return up to a certain amount of cards back to the bottom of your draw pile. At the start of your next turn, you'll draw up to your maximum hand size. Burning cards is a system that I believe is unique to Deck of Ashes. With few exceptions, when you play a card, it will be burned, moving it to the burn deck. This means that you will be unable to draw the card until it is renewed, or in other words, move directly from the burn deck to your draw pile. This means that your draw pile will shrink with each card played until you can no longer draw your full hand. When this occurs, you will draw a single card which costs no mana and will restore a set number of random cards from your burn deck to your draw pile. But be careful, each use of this will cost you a set number of health. Speaking of health, it is key to both winning and losing battles in Deck of Ashes. During your turn, you will take damage from a number of sources, including from enemy attacks, renewing cards, status effects, and special cards which use your own health to pay for them. When your health reaches 0, you will then lose the battle, and depending on the difficulty or actions taken thus far, you will also lose the game. But that comes with its own rewards. Inversely, if you reduce the health of all of your opponents through your own attacks and status effects, you will win the battle. You will receive a number of rewards including money, ash, keys, and can craft cards. You will then have the opportunity to return cards from the burn deck to your draw pile and heal a set number of health. Keep in mind, each action you take during the rest phase will cost you a rest point, which are limited after each battle. Deck of Ashes is a deck building game at its core. This means you will succeed or fail based on the cards in your deck. When you start the game, you'll have a deck determined by the character you chose at the beginning. Right now there's only one character available, but they are looking to add more to the game. You may start to see a theme to your character, but if you don't craft a better deck, you won't make it very far in this game. In order to gain recipes, you'll need to purchase them from the merchant, find them after a dust storm, or inside locked chests. Once you have the recipe, you'll need to obtain ash, a resource typically obtained after battles, and finally, you'll need to pay that ash to construct the card, either after a battle or in camp. Now, camp will have certain camp followers joining you for your journey. The merchant will sell you cards, the apothecary will heal you, the blacksmith will craft the cards, and the Ashmaster will help renew them. There are other features to these characters, but you will need to unlock them as you play the game. Now, there is a story to this game, and you will progress in chapters through what seem to be random maps. At the end of each chapter, time will have ticked down until you are ready to face the chapter boss. Now, while the chapter boss will progress you, this is a journey that's going to be unique to you. And as you make that journey, you are going to die. But dying is a part of this game. Because it's a roguelike game, every time you die, you will amass points based on what you did during the course of the game. Those points will carry over from game to game, and you'll be presented with various rewards that will be either added permanently to the game for you to obtain later, or that will temporarily affect your next gameplay session in hopes that you will get even more points and get even further. In this, think of loss as not failure, but as another way to advance, another way to ensure that you can get everything this game has to offer. I hope that this beginner's guide has been somewhat helpful to you in either deciding whether or not this game is for you, or if you've already obtained it, helping you to understand this game's basics. There will be more advanced videos coming, but until then, I'm Ndonosci, and as always, have fun.